am I doing here, you know? I said, Jesus. The guys were coming and going, and we were, I didn't do anything. I'd fall there, go eat where I wanted, when I wanted in the barrier. I mean, you know, so funny. I asked one, I don't know, I think it was the captain. And I finally got home, I said, by the way, I said, is there anything coming up as to when all of us get out? He said, well, maybe you're, and I said, no, I'm not waiting for a, I did have a, they gave me, I had an appointment to check all my teeth, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And when I did that, then we start talking about this, okay? And I was there a week before I got it. Then when I got that, well, they said everything was okay, so they didn't owe me any money for broken teeth, which I didn't have and all that. I only had one filling, and that was done in Hawaii. And I still got it, I mean, repaired. Anyway, what took place then was I inquired about what was happening, you know, was everything stalemated. So then I get a call to go into and there was a major there. And you know what he asked me? He had my, you know, he knew I was there. And he said, well, what did you do? You know, about then I didn't jump on his rear, but I got out PO'd then, you know what I mean?
Right.
What did I do?
Right, what did you do?
So, you know, I was kind of upset, and I said, he says, there's no record that came through yet. And I said, so what does that mean? And he says, if you can tell me what you did, he says, we can put this down on your discharge. I says, I was a mechanic on B-24s in the Pacific, and that's all that's on my record.
You didn't tell him anything else?
Well, he didn't know. That's what I told him, because I was pissed. Because if I didn't want to tell him what I did, I'd still been there explaining it to him. And that's been, what, 40 years? No.
65 years ago now.
Yeah. So, I never looked into it any further. One thing I do know, and I never asked, I didn't inquire, I didn't question. It was, I'm out at the gate to be discharged. I showed him my discharge, I'm out of the service. I had my uniform on because they allowed you to keep that. And the guy looked at the thing and he said, just a minute. He didn't say, oh, are you so-and-so? He looked at my discharge thing and he said, and it was a big area where he was as far as the gate where you went out. And there was two guys there. The one guy was just standing there not waiting for me. And so he says, stick around. And he went in the back and he come out and you know what he handed me? One of those blue boxes and with a purple heart in it with my name on it in the back.
Oh.
And he gave it to me. He says, hey, this is yours. You know, and he checked again on the book. I was so glad I didn't even want to get in. I said, what the hell? But I never was received that thing until that time that I got the Purple Heart.
And why'd you get the Purple Heart?
Huh?
What happened? Why did you?
I wasn't even in combat. I tell them I was in the island. I was training, and the dome came off. The guy didn't put it on right. Damn near killed me at March Field.
Put you in the hospital?
Yeah, 10 days I was there. But
were you a good patient?
Huh?
Were you a good patient?
I had a good nurse. That one from that redhead from that from the one that used to be. What did he say it was? David said it was next door to them where we were. It was a kind of a private hospital. Yeah, she was my nurse. That's the one I told you. That I was in the hospital and I had to have a bedpan and all that shit, you know.
And you wouldn't take it?
Huh?
You wouldn't use it?
Well, they said I couldn't get up. They wouldn't allow me a pillow or nothing. I had to lay flat on the thing. Didn't want me to get out because they said if you ever had, but they weren't sure, and I didn't know because I don't remember passing out. But he said, then the major, this doctor, I don't know who the hell he was, one of the surgeons, and he said, and I said, what do I have to be in here? Of course, I didn't give a damn, but I was, and he said, you want to have headaches the rest of your life? Because sometimes if you get knocked out and you have a head injury, it can affect some of the, you know, and then you'll always have a problem. That's what he told me.
You don't think...
Well, like I tell everybody, I said, I got hit in the head. Any place else, it would have killed me, but in the head, I was safe.